What's up everybody, Johnny over at Witchcraft Whips. Today we are having another look at tapered crackers. Now why another video on tapered crackers, you ask? Well, this time I'm gonna show you how to make them. Stick around. So today we're taking a look at tapered crackers yet again. But this time we're gonna have a look at how they are made. Now there is a video on YouTube already by Alexander Jacob of Cobra Whips in the UK. And he shows you how to make a tapered cracker out of dyneema. And dyneema is what I primarily use for my crackers because I think this is a superior cracker material. It lasts for ages and ages, it has a nice sound to it, and I just fell in love with it really once I started using it. And I'm gonna post a link to his video showing you how to make a dyneema tapered cracker in the video description. So if you're interested, have a look at that. But today I'm gonna show you how to make one out of polytwine. The reason I'm showing you how to make one out of polytwine is because most people don't have dyneema readily available, while they do have polytwine. And tapered crackers can be made using polytwine as well. And some of you might be using it for your regular crackers today. But why should you bother tapering your crackers? Because you know, your straight standard normal cracker, like I said in a previous video, they work great and there's nothing wrong with them really. But I find that the tapered crackers work a bit better. Everything on a whip should taper. Maybe that sounds familiar. And I agree with that. Everything on a whip should taper. And if that's the case, why shouldn't a cracker taper? It's a bit of a tedious process to make a tapered cracker. They are used, you know, just for wear and tear. You replace them regularly and they crack just fine. As they are. But when tapering the cracker, I find that they crack a lot easier, and making them a bit longer takes some of the wear off the end of the fall. Now this is probably gonna look fairly stupid, but picking up one of the longer taper crackers and just flicking it out, it feels and behaves sort of like a small whip in itself. A bit of sidearm flick action. Now you probably made a few crackers by yourself before, so you know making a cracker is twiddling about with a long piece of string. And I'm not sure how good I'm going to be able to capture that on camera, so we're gonna do it on paper first, just so that we're all clear what's going on if the video of me making one isn't that clear. So, to make a cracker about this length, tapered, this one drops from 4 strands at the thicker end to 2 strands at the pointy end. And here we have a bit of a comparison of the taper. And this one is about, I would say, 14 inches long, give or take. And what we will need is some polytwine. And how much? Well, we're gonna need 1 strand that's about 3 foot long and 1 strand that's about 18 inches. And we're gonna have our long piece. This is our 3 foot strand. We're gonna attach one end to the hook. That's a hook. We're gonna find the middle on the long strand. Let's say that's about here. And then we will take our shorter piece and we're gonna fold it like this. So one end is going to be a bit longer than the other. The shorter end should extend just past the middle of the longer side. Depending on how you attach your cracker, you're going to lose some of this length to the cracker nut. So we're going to mark the shorter piece right there. So it's going to be, the marking will be a bit off center. Then we're going to match this marking to this marking, making something like this. So one end of the shorter piece is going to extend a bit further to one side than the other extends to the other side. Then we're going to attach these parts right here to the longer strand to keep it in place while we are twisting it. And what I do is, if this is the longer main piece of the cracker, I'm going to sort of open it up that, and then poke the end of the shorter piece through it and then tighten up, just so it's held in place, and doing the same thing on the other side. So what you will end up with is, this is the longer piece and this is the shorter piece. This is essentially what will form the taper of your cracker. So it starts out at 4 strands, goes down to 3, and then down to 2 at the very tip. Now I'm gonna cut a 3-foot strand and one about 18 inches, and we're gonna head on to actually making the cracker. And here we are. We have our long piece attached to the hook, and we have our shorter piece. Now let's see here. We're gonna fold the shorter piece back on itself, having one longer side and one shorter side. And the shorter side should extend just slightly past the middle point of the longer side. So something like that will probably work. So I'm gonna keep a track of this point right here, and we're gonna find the middle on our longer strand. That is about here. So we're gonna take these two parts and match them up, and we're gonna extend one length of the shorter piece one way, so. I'm gonna split the longer piece and poke the shorter piece through it like that, so it's sort of held in place. Let's see if I can bring that in without losing it. Something like that. And keeping a bit of tension right here so that this end doesn't come undone, we're gonna do the same thing on the other end. I might be a bit off camera right now, but basically you know what I'm doing. Splitting the other end. Splitting the other side. Poking the end of the shorter piece through, and there we go. Now the shorter piece is a bit loose right now, as you can probably see, but we're gonna give the longer string a bit of a twist, and then we're gonna tighten the shorter piece some. Now I know I'm probably off camera right now, but see here, a bit of twisting. Like so. And now I'm going to grab the ends of the short piece and just tighten it up slightly. Like so. And now the real twisting begins. That should probably do it. And now it's time to fold the cracker back on itself. And here you can probably see we have one end sticking out right there and one end sticking out a bit further down on this side. So I'm just gonna stop this from spinning out of control. And there we go. Flip it over and put the other end on the hook. And then we're just gonna tie it off like you normally would. One side. And the other side. Then we just cut it off just a bit past the knot. And then we're gonna trim these ends that are sticking out. And there we go. A tapered poly twine cracker. And here we are with our finished cracker. If you're interested, try making a couple of them. You can experiment a bit with the length of the taper and the amount of strands as you please. They might be a bit tedious to make if you're new to making them, and that's okay. If you decide that you just want to make a straight normal cracker to throw on your whip to replace the old one, that's fine. Stick to whatever works for you. That's the main thing. Whips are supposed to be fun, so let's keep it fun, okay? Now, if you like this video, or any other of my videos for that matter, please consider hitting like and subscribe to make sure that you're not missing out on any of the upcoming videos. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care.